Today I'm just going to be talking about the sun god, winter solstice. A few things I've learned off the internet. For those who probably are new to the pagan Wicca witches path, so maybe can learn a few things from me. Maybe. Um, I'm here to also show. There's my sun ornament that I made in one of my other talks. I also took notes to keep on track of what I'm trying to say. And the video here will have different pictures. Maybe you can get ideas. I'm not saying anybody has to go by this. It's not like set in stone. You can do anything that you want to do. These are just basic knowledge, basic ideas. So don't feel that I'm telling you what to do, because I am not. You go by what's in your heart and what you feel like doing. Um, it has nothing to do with anything that I'm not telling you what to do. So here we go. There. I had to get my notes. Um, the wow, forgive my speaking too. The winter solstice is the shortest day and the longest night. In the northern hemisphere, that's in December, and in the southern hemisphere, it's in June. Um, it's a time to recognize rebirth, holidays, festivals, gatherings, rituals, and other celebrations. We celebrate the rebirth of the sun on the winter solstice. This year, 2017, it is December 21st, if I am correct. The festivities before uh, winter solstice just lead up to the sun god's birth. And after the celebrations after the winter solstice are just celebrating that he is reborn. Um, Decorations have been, stuffed greeneries. In some countries, it's palms, pine trees, evergreens, pine cones, dried berries, holly, mistletoe, dried flowers, and even woods from the trees, sticks, twigs, branches. Um, Basically, anything Christmassy, anything that reminds you of Yule, of winter, or of rebirth. Marigolds, dried marigold petals, stuff like that. The 12 days of Christmas actually was the 12 days of celebrating the birth of Horus to Isis, Isis, I believe. That's how it's said. I'm not really sure. Of the Egyptian mythology. It is Egypt's 12-day celebration reflecting their 12-month calendar. And I never knew that. I knew there was something with the 12 days of Christmas, and I'm sure there are in other countries also. This is just one that I have found. And Ra, is the sun god there. So I just kind of threw this in as the 12 days of Christmas. Winter solstice and Yule is a time to help the sun return and goodness with it. We burn Yule logs to ward off the dark and usher in the warmth and life of the sun. Friends and family gather to eat, drink, and spread warmth and joy to each other, because that's what we should be doing. Pomegranates were gifts symbolizing life, rebirth, and happiness. That's why it is a popular fruit around the winter season. Um, The solstice also is a time when masters and slaves traded places in the past. That's what their tradition was. And masquerades were often in the streets. I think I'm not really sure which country it is where they do masquerade type things in the streets and just like a carnival. It was a lot of fun, or at least from the videos I've seen of it, has been lots of fun. And that's something that maybe you guys can incorporate into your Yulemas celebrations, a masquerade party or something. We celebrate the sun's victory over the dark. The Oak King wins over the Holly King, where festivals of light bring joy and happiness. The sun god has finally been reborn to the goddess. He brings with his birth the reawakening of nature. So everything, it'll start to, not that it's gotten cold where I'm at. I mean, it's cold, but it hasn't snowed at all. But things will come back to life with the birth of the Sun King. His warmth, his brightness, his caring will bring back life to the earth. Things will start to grow again because they bask in the sunlight and in his warmth. Um, Many sacrifices were made for his return. Um, we can use this time to bring offering stones to those in nature, like animals, or an offering for if you pluck a pine cone off a pine tree, offer something back to the pine tree. Make sure it's biodegradable. It will like melt back into the earth, or if an animal gets a hold of it, it won't be harmed by what is in your offering stones. We can also write what we want to sacrifice on bay leaves or small pieces of paper. Burn them on the Yule log when or if you do that, or in your cauldron. Take your small cauldron outside and burn your little sacrifices. Sacrifice it to the sun god. I'm sure since he's a a kind and caring God, he will take those and help you with those through the winter months, um, and off into the new year. Um, Oh, you could also do divination by candlelight. Talk about sacrificing or what you're planning to sacrifice over the year and into the coming year, and you will have done actually a ritual and also divination. Talking with the sun god also helps. Much, very much. Almost like talk to him as if he's with you, not with people around because sometimes they think you're crazy. But you know, you can do that. A lovely tradition is where all names of friends and family are placed in a cauldron. Two names are drawn out. Those two remain devoted friends for the full year. You could do this also as pen pals, and I thought um, that was a really neat idea. That you could have two people try at least to be like best friends. They talk, and you're supposed to be with that person. And also with pen pals, I think that is a great idea that you could do pen pals that way. Wonder what gods um, you could work with during this solstice season. Well, there are different solar gods, sun gods. Um, Magic, I'm not really sure if that's how that one is said. It's Magec. Then there's Miri, Surya, Belanos, Ra, Balder, Apollo, Ravi, Wi, Nahunde. I think we're getting these right. Horse, Kosh, and many more. You can look them all up online, find them, look under solar god, sun god, and you can work with any of them or all of them. If you don't work with a god, which the winter solstice is basically a solar god, sun god based holiday, I guess you could say. Some people just do not feel comfortable working with the gods. So you can look up a solar goddess or a sun goddess and work with her, just in a different way, maybe. The sun corresponds to joy. So bring lots of joy into your life around this season, especially. This is a hard season. It's been a hard year for a lot of people. So try to bring as much joy as you can to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to your community if you can. Freedom. So make sure you have plenty of freedom to do what you need or want to do. Health. Just keep up on what you're doing to make yourself as healthy as you can be. Um, It also has to do with vitality, sorry, heart, creativity, been doing that, superiors, success, advancement. So think of all these things as things that you can draw to yourself during this season. Sorry. Um, think of ways to bring these things to you or ask for them if you don't have them. There's advancement, leadership, friendship, growth is a good one, light, prosperity, um, personal fulfillment, self confidence, life energy. Because the winter months are so cold and they were so frigid for people, a lot of people died, and a lot of people, in past times. These times, finances go up. Everything seems to be so financial hit. So I suggest that you try to do what you can to bring in, raise your self confidence. Find ways to life energy, what brings you energy, what brings you joy and happiness. The sun element is fire. We all know that. Astrological sign is Leo, the lion. We basically know that. Strength, wisdom, bringing in, he comes in like a lion. Um, its tarot card, of course, is the sun. Um, Crystals used in sun magic are like sulfur, citrine, golden topaz, helidor, zircon, and mainly the most popular one is sunstone. I have no idea. I don't know if I've ever seen a sunstone. I've never worked with it. Mine is the citrine point. So this is what I work with. Um, it does remind me of amber and sun, brightness, light going into the sun, light shining out from the sun, whichever. Um, sun magic also has a musical tone, which is C sharp. The sun is the source of all electrical, electromagnetic energy. I'll get it. The ebbing away, the ebbing toward. So be reminded of emotions at this time. Up, down, up, down, up, down. You're going to feel waves. Like when the moon does certain things and other planets do certain things. They cause the atmosphere and everything to just kind of flow. Um, it's hard sometimes, even for myself, to flow with these. I want to stay here when it goes there. Sometimes I stay there when it goes here, so just try to bear with it, try to go with the flow because that's what it does. The sun represents our core being, our real self, the real life force, because the sun is the real life force, especially to the planet, to nature, the growing of plants, the dying of plants. So we kind of have to follow along with that. And sometimes in our own lives, the life force is basically with the sun, you know, the coming, the going of the year. Herbs that you can work with is angelica, ash, birch, cedarwood. Plants you can work with chamomile, cinnamon, lemon, oranges, hop seeds, marigold flowers, mistletoe, rosemary, St. John's wort, sunflower. Basically anything that reminds you of the sun, of health. I got bay leaves, got those ready. Got me, excuse me, cinnamon sticks, got those ready. And rosemary, got those already. Been using those in all my crafts. So yeah, the colors associated with sun magic is, of course, you got the oranges and the reds, yellows, black, white can be used, amber, dark blue, because if you ever watch a fire burn, you will see the different colors of blues. So I would say dark blue, any blue, and gold. You know, gold is sunny. And sun magic is usually done on Sundays, but of course, any day of the week, you know, you could do sun magic, any magic, rituals. Whenever you feel the need to do it, is when you need to do it. Don't worry about the days. This is just something that, came up in the the looking up of information on this. Um, it also can health. It can also affect our health, good or bad, where the sun is at, what the sun is doing. Um, it affects the circulatory system, the heart, blood, eyes, and the spinal column. Um, it can affect your allergies, dermatitis, skin cancer, sunstroke, radiation poisoning, substance abuse, also. Because and I think they're mainly talking about alcohol, because mainly in the winter months, you are in home and a lot of alcohol is made, mead, wines, jams, jellies with it, So there are a lot of that. So be aware of substance abuse. Be aware that if you do have a problem, don't drink. And be also aware, do not drink and drive. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying to be safe, to be healthy. And so we need to be aware of all those things. Also, things you can use are pine cones in your magical workings, pine needles in your magical workings, and also with candles. I prefer the black candle, because it represents the darkness. And then toward on the day of the winter solstice, I put up a gold candle and I put up a silver candle. Silver for the goddess who is giving birth, and gold to the god because he's the one being reborn. And those are just what I do. And so there you go. You got an idea into some of my ideas and some of what I looked up for those who don't know, those who need a refreshing course. And yeah, so I hope you all have a great Yule. Keep watching all my shows. My shows, wow. Wow, yeah, I'm famous. Um, keep watching my countdown to Yule, Yulemas videos, and I hope to see some of your comments. Subscribe, and that would be terrific. So I'll see you guys later. Mwah. Love you all. Bye bye.